All right, we're talking about the sales cycle, which is the linchpin of the Book Yourself Solid system. If we have our direct, or if we have our core self promotion strategies, our six core self promotion strategies, that builds awareness. And then once they build awareness, then we start them down the sales cycle. So what you do is use a few of the six core self-promotion strategies to build awareness of you and your brand and how you can help people. And once you've built awareness, then your sales cycle, your sales process is going to be what takes them from the point of awareness to the point of buying your products. So the first step is that they need to become aware of you and your offers, and then from there they check out your foundation to make sure that they that you're credible, that you're likable, and then if they also find out that you're an expert and an authority in your area, then they will give you an opportunity to earn their trust. And that's where the sales cycle kicks in, is to make them offers at whatever level of trust that they have placed with you. So your sales offers must be proportionate to the amount of trust that you have built up with that potential client. So there's a couple steps to this process. First, you need to lead people into the sales cycle, and that's where we talked about the six core self-promotion strategies. And then once we have them in the sales cycle, there's six keys to the action, or to the process. And then once there, we need to consider the six core self-promotion strategies and design your own sales cycle. So that's going to be the four components of this lesson. So first, we need to lead people into their sales cycle. And once we built up awareness, then we just need to build trust, add value, and with the idea that we're going to turn friends into clients through this process, because people don't necessarily make intellectual or logical choices. A lot of times it's emotion, and that's the driving force, and then they use logic or reason to then validate that emotional decision they made. So the key is to be likable, for people to feel comfortable with you, and that's where having that foundation and being credible and likable plays a key role. And then from there, we have kind of the six keys of the sales process. And what they are is who, what, where, when, why, and how. So who exactly is your target market? Okay, and hopefully we've already worked on that process. What are they looking for? So this is how you craft your offers, because you want to create opportunities or offers that your clients or potential clients, your target market, for what they're looking for. And then from there, you need to figure out, where do they look? So if you're attorney marketing elder law services, and you're marketing those to potentially caregivers, maybe they would be on the internet, even though the 90-year-old senior wouldn't not necessarily be on the internet. But putting your card up at a coffee house probably isn't the best approach to market your services where your target market would be looking if you're an elder law attorney. Then when do they look? So when in the process, when in kind of their life cycle, when are they looking? When are they needing your assistance? So as an elder law attorney, a lot of times this is when they start to pay long-term care costs. So if you're starting to pay home care, or if you're in a nursing home paying $10,000 a month, well, then you're probably going to be looking for an elder law attorney to help assist, so that you don't have to pay that out-of-pocket expense. So that's when. And then why would they choose you? And this is where the foundation, the time and effort we put into building that foundation, that personal brand, that's where this part comes out, is why are they going to choose you versus the guy down the street. And then the last point is, how should they engage you? Okay, and this is going to be dependent upon the way that you build your business. Would you prefer them to contact you, email, internet, fax? So you control how they move forward and how they engage you in the process. And what we need to do is then understand that we have these 6 core self-promotion strategies that we use to build awareness so that we can then take them down a well-designed sales funnel. And those 6 core self-promotion strategies, of course, would be referrals, direct outreach, networking. Those are all mandatory core self-promotion strategies. And then we also have writing. So you optionally can write articles. We have a web strategy and then a speaking strategy. All 3 of those are optional. So it's up to you to select, or will utilize all 3 of the required, and then if you choose to use some of the optional self-promotion strategies. So you have your self-promotion strategies, which leads to awareness, which then leads them to your sales cycle. And the key to developing your sales cycle is understanding that this is not a funnel per se. Typically people talk about a sales funnel where you start them at the top and then finally kind of choke them off at the bottom. But with a sales cycle, you have offers where people can jump into that sales cycle at different points. For example, if someone was referred to you and there's a transference of trust, then they already have a lot of trust and maybe they will go with your biggest offer. But if there's someone that just found you off the internet, you haven't built up that trust necessarily yet, and you're going to want to offer a lower risk product or offer to them. And so that's the key, is to have maybe 2 to 4 different offers that are proportionate to the amount of trust that you've built up with someone. So one might be a offer where all they have to give up is their email, and you send them a free report. So there's a very low risk to that, versus maybe the next level would be to offer they can buy your book, which may cost $20 or $40. There's a little more risk there because now they're spending a little bit of money. Maybe you have a group coaching program that's a couple $100 a month. Well, obviously that's a lot more risk because of the cost. And then maybe you have a one-on-one VIP coaching, which is a larger amount of risk in terms of the monetary value, but with more reward. So the idea is that you have different levels of different sales offers at differing levels of based on the amount of trust that they have given you. So if it's a low trust offer, there's a little risk. If you've built up a lot of trust with that potential client, then there's a lot of risk on their part, and it might be a more expensive offer. So the idea is that you have maybe 2 to 4 different offers in your sales cycle so that people can jump on board based on the amount of trust that you've built up with them. And then one of the keys, once you've built the sales cycle, is to be able to track it and be able to continuously make offers to your prospects and clients based on that level of trust. And one of the keys is to have a good CRM program, customer or client relations management software or system, so that you can keep in touch with these people to make offers and continue to build up their trust. And one of the ways that we can do this in the Book Yourself Solid system is to always have something to invite them offer, where there really is nothing that they are sacrificing other than maybe their time. So this might be a monthly phone call, a monthly meetup, that when you meet someone, you can just say, hey, come log on to a teleseminar every Monday at 2 o'clock. To learn more about my practice. And the idea is that this is something that's regular, ongoing, and there's no cost to that. So that is the sales cycle. Remember, we need to lead people into the sales cycle, and then once they're in the sales cycle, use the 6 keys to develop that sales cycle. We have our 6 self-core promotion strategies, and then also we need to then design our sales cycle. and that is sales cycle. Thank you, Chris Berry.